How's it going, everyone? My name is DestinyElement. I hope you guys are all doing well, and we are back with another Honkai Star Rail video for today, man. So, 2.7 is now live. You know, as you can see, we are in the Trailblazers bedroom. I actually just got done wrapping up this event. So far this update is great. I actually really like it. But today in this video, I wanted to talk about the two characters that are coming here in 2.7 that are now here. And I wanted to kind of give it a couple days after the character came out, after we do some testing, and and after like using him in the trial, and then like using my friends like Sunday. But specifically in this video, I wanted to talk about Sunday. I also wanted to talk about Fugue a little bit, and I kind of wanted to give my opinion and share some insight, and just also if I think you guys should be summoning for these characters, because we have so many things coming to Star Rail, so it's kind of hard to dictate where your Stellar Jade should go, So we're going to talk about Sunday. We're going to talk about what he does, some team comps that he falls really well into. We're going to talk about Fugue a little bit, and also possibly her longevity and what she offers to a team. And then we're also going to be talking about the future characters as well too. So if you guys do enjoy this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me out. And once again, I will say, disclaimer at the beginning of this video, if there is a character that you have been waiting for, and this is one of your favorite characters, you really like this character, and you've been waiting to use them, please summon for the character. Do not let me or any other YouTuber dissuade you from summoning for a character that you really enjoy, that you really like, because at the end of the day, Honkai Star Rail is a relatively easy game. It's not very competitive. There's no multiplayer aspects to it. It's just a simple PvE turn-based game. So at the end of the day, if there's a character that you like, you should be able to summon for that character without any concerns or worries. Now, for the people that are trying to min-max their box, for the people that are actually trying to figure out which character is going to give them the highest percent damage increase, for the people that are trying to zero clear Memory of Chaos, or need a little bit more help during Apocalypse or Pure Fiction, I'm here to give my 2 cents. Now granted, you don't have to listen to me, I'm just kind of offering my 2 cents, and if you guys should summon for this character, and I'm going to try to give my reasonings for that. But yeah, that's basically it. It's going to be a short video, and I have some future stuff planned for you guys. I'm contemplating whether or not I want to do summons for Sunday or for Fugue, and then I also have some video ideas that I want to upload for Marvel Rivals, because that's another game that I want to include on this channel. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so we are back to my favorite place in this game, and that's the data bank. This is where I can see all the characters that I didn't get or I didn't summon for. So where do we begin? Sunday is obviously a imaginary Harmony character, and his whole gimmick revolves around not only advancing a character's actions, but also their summons actions. So you have a character that buffs damage, crit rate, crit damage, gives energy regen to an ally, advances their action by 100% and their summon, and then he's also able to have his buffs last for I think 2 to 3 turns. I think his ultimate lasts for 3 turns on an ally, and then not only that, he also has a bonus skill, bonus trace, and he's able to also dispel debuffs as well off of an ally. So this is very potent. This is very strong. He has a very cohesive kit. I would say without a doubt he is definitely the best hyper carry support that you can get in a game. Now granted, even though he is the best hyper carry support, you can run him with other characters. So you have a character that is gonna increase an ally's crit rate. He's going to buff their damage. He's going to recover a skill point. He's going to buff their crit damage, overall damage. It's just a lot of stuff going on in his kit. So characters like Sealy, Jing Yuan, Argenti, Jing Liu, honestly, and even if you have Acheron at E2, will benefit from this character. This is a character that can dispel debuffs, buff crit rate, buff crit damage, recover skill points, advance action, advance summon actions. Like, this is a very strong character. Now, what I would say is he represents a different category of teams. So you have, for example, Robin, who is going to benefit and excel on follow-up teams. You have Ron May, who is going to excel and do really well with break teams, super break teams. And then you also have Sunday now, who is going to excel and do really well with hyper carry teams. Now, in my opinion, right, this is a character that will do that will do really well right now with characters like Topaz and Jing Yuan, and even Lingsha, and even characters like Acheron if you have her at E2. However, I think Sunday's big selling point is the fact that he advances summon actions. So yes, you can use him with Topaz and you can use him with Jing Yuan, but I think his big selling point is that this is going to be a key character that you will run on a Remembrance team coming up in 3.0. So, you know, when you have characters like Remembrance MC coming up, when you have Aglia, I think her name is, the Remembrance Lightning character coming up as well too, and then when you also have Remembrance characters that are coming further into 3.0, this is a character that you will see in every single core team for the Remembrance character. And the reason for that is because being able to advance a summon's turn is unique to him. He's the only person that can advance that character's action. So you're going to see a very big damage increase to all your teams using this character. If you're using Jing Yuan, he's going to go from good to absolutely phenomenal. If you're using Sealy, he's going to make Sealy even better. If you're using E2 Acheron or Topaz or Argenti, if you're using Lingsha, he's going to make all these characters better. But I think he's going to age exceptionally once we get more summon characters in the game. So once we do get some more Remembrance characters, then we're going to actually see how pivotal he is for those teams and how good he truly can be. Now, just because he is a insane hyper carry, I don't think he necessarily makes the other hyper carries outdated. I think he does power creep Sparkle by quite a bit. But something that was big in Sunday's kit, let me see if I can actually look at it real quick. So when Sunday uses this ability on a character following the Path of Harmony, he cannot trigger the immediate action effect. So this is very interesting because if you were to run Sunday with Ranmei or Sparkle or Bronya, he can't advance their action. However, on a hyper carry team, you're already going to have most likely 2 hyper carry supports. It's probably going to be your hyper carry DPS, 2 supports, and then your sustain. Now, while Sunday cannot advance a Harmony character's action, you have a character like Bronya who can. Now, this is very important because you're most likely going to run Bronya and you're going to run Sunday together on a hyper carry team. You could do Jing Yuan, Bronya, and you can do Sunday. Now, the reason why I'm saying Bronya and Sunday is because you would basically have Sunday go, he would advance a character like Jing Yuan's actions, Jing Yuan would go, then Lightning Lord would go, and then you would have Bronya advance Sunday's action so that he can advance Jing Yuan again. Now, even though you're probably not going to get the 10 stacks on Lightning Lord as consistently as you would like, it's still a huge damage increase that you're getting. You're getting a damage buff, a crit rate buff, crit damage buff. You're going to be getting energy regen from Sunday. You're also going to be getting Bronya's buffs as well too from her ultimate, and this is what's going to really excel hyper carry comps. So characters like, I mean, you wouldn't really run Topaz in a hyper carry team, but if you wanted to, you know, so like Topaz, Argenti, Jing Yuan, Sealy, E2 Acheron, having Bronya and having Sunday on your team could be very, very beneficial. Maybe not for E2 Acheron, maybe you'll just run like Xiaoshu or Silverwolf, and then you would run like Sunday with E2 Acheron. But for hyper carry teams, Bronya and Sunday would probably be the strongest combo that you can actually run together. Now, there's going to be a little bit of speed tuning that you will have to actually consider. Like, you're going to have to make sure that your Bronya is a little bit slower than your Sunday, I'm pretty sure. And, you know, it's going to be a little bit skill point heavy. But what I will say is that when you have a character like Sunday who can recover skill points after using skill on the battlefield, on you know, Jing Yuan or whoever your hyper carry is, you recover a skill point. So this is very important because at least your team would be skill point neutral. And honestly, I think that is such a very powerful thing. Currently looking at this roster of character, I would say Sunday is a must summon if you are running hyper carries like Argenti, or if you are running characters like E2 Acheron, Jing Liu, even Fei Xiao, honestly, Jing Yuan, Topaz, Sealy. So I would say Sunday is a must summon if you like the hyper carry archetype and you have a lot of hyper carry DPSs. But more importantly, I would say that Sunday would actually be a better fit and he will age better. And you should summon for him if you're looking to summon for a lot of Remembrance characters coming in the 3.0 update. So if you're looking to summon for the 13 Flame Chasers or whoever they showed in that new trailer for the next planet, if you're looking to summon for Aglia, you could definitely do that. I would just say that you're gonna get more use out of Sunday than you will with Fugue, with 5-star Ting Yun. And I'm gonna get into Ting Yun in a couple minutes, but basically to wrap up, yeah, I would say for characters like Sealy, Topaz, Jing Yuan, Jing Liu, Lingsha, Argenti, any character that's going to have a summon with the Remembrance Path, I would say Sunday is a great pickup. I think he's a great character to have, and he's kind of like your all-in-one hyper carry support. Your DPS is going to get carried, your summons getting carried, you're getting the buffs that you need. You can run Sunday with Bronya and have Bronya advance Sunday's action, so that way you can get your summon and your hyper carry back up again. And it's going to be a very neutral comp, a SP neutral comp, because he is going to replenish a skill point on whoever the hyper carry is when he ults, and that's going to last for 3 turns, so you're going to get 3 turns of recovering a skill point. So very strong hyper carry, very good character, very cohesive kit, and honestly he's just another example of a prime support that's going to take a very, very long time to age out and to fall off. So I would say without a doubt he definitely feels like a must summon depending on what you have for DPSs currently on your account. If you are someone that already has Sparkle and Bronya, I would say you're maybe a little bit less inclined to summon for Sunday, because at the end of the day you already have 2 characters that can advance action. So I don't know if you need a 3rd character, but if you're someone that is rocking just Bronya, and Bronya still holds up really well today. This is a character that advances actions, dispels debuffs, gives good attack buffs, crit damage buffs. But if you want maybe an alternative to Bronya, or maybe you want another support to run with Bronya for your hyper carry team, Sunday will be a phenomenal character to have in your account. So I 110% would say that this is a character you should summon for, and this is definitely a character that will age really well in the coming updates. So besides that, moving on, we're going to actually talk about Fugue. And even though she's not in the game currently, I did want to go over a little bit of her kit, and I wanted to also discuss team comps that she's going to be going on as well too. Okay, so getting into Fugue, 5-star Ting Yun, I think it's very, very important to note that this is a fire nihility character that kind of acts like a support in a way. So everyone is under the impression that Fugue will be Firefly's best partner, and to be honest, yeah, she will, without a doubt. She's definitely gonna up Firefly's damage, but the thing about Fugue is that she's not necessarily a buff to Fireflies, but she's more like a super break enabler. So what I mean by that is, for example, we have a character like Kafka is able to enable dot damage whenever she pleases because she can trigger it herself, the same way that Firefly is able to trigger Super Break with her own kit, and she's able to implant fire weakness on the enemies. Fugue kind of has something that is a little less selfish and is also able to benefit the whole team, and she's able to basically turn any character into a Super Break DPS. Now, this is really important because while yes, you will see a damage increase to Firefly if you're running her with Fugue, but that's not really the big selling point. You're kind of running Fugue with a character like Lingsha or Rappa, or even with Boot Hill because of her skill. So if I can actually find it, I'll put it on screen. But Fugue's skill basically applies a buff called Foxian Prayer onto an ally, and that ally is able to reduce the enemy's toughness regardless of their typing. And not only that, she can deal immense amount of break damage and super break damage, but she can also trigger a extra instance of toughness break and super break. And this is going to be really important because when you have characters like Boot Hill, or when you have characters like Firefly, or when you have characters like Rappa, you want to try to get as much damage out as you possibly can while the enemy has their toughness broken. So Fugue is not only going to lower their defense, she's going to deal break damage, she's going to reduce the enemy's toughness, but she's giving that type of ability to enable other characters in your box to also deal super break damage. Now, if you are someone that doesn't have Boot Hill, if you are someone that doesn't have Rappa, I personally wouldn't summon for Fugue, you know? And even if you do have Firefly, I don't think the damage increase that you will see with Fugue is honestly worth it, because she comes off as a very niche character. Realistically speaking, you know, we'll go back to the data bank for this. So realistically, Super Break is a pretty niche team. The problem is that, yeah, it's niche, but it is extremely powerful. It's extremely powerful. So when we're looking at the characters that are going to trigger Super Break, or more importantly, when we're looking at the characters that are going to be on the Super Break team, Ranmei is the biggest pillar of Super Break. You know, you have weakness break efficiency, you have break effect, you have overall damage increases. She's delaying the enemy's action. You know, when they recover, she delays it for an extra turn. So Ranmei is definitely a must. Firefly is definitely a must for Super Break team. However, she's not the only Super Break DPS that you can run. And the reason why I would say that Fugue isn't necessarily a needed character for Firefly's team is because when you have Harmony MC who can fill that niche exceptionally well, and you have Ranmei who can further buff that, Firefly is also pretty self-sufficient in her own turn. You know, she can reduce enemies' toughness by herself, she can implant a fire weakness on the enemies herself, and she has Super Break built into her kit already. She just needs characters to bump it up like Harmony MC or Ranmei so you can get that additional damage. Now, characters like Lingsha, Rappa, and Boot Hill, they will definitely they would do a lot better with Fugue. Giving Lingsha, Rappa, and Boot Hill access to Fugue, you know, you're gonna make it so that Rappa and Boot Hill can reduce enemies' toughness a lot quicker, do a lot more damage, and overall it's also just gonna help their kit as well, you know, because Rappa's a really good character. You know, Rappa is a very strong character, and I will say that while she does do really well at what she does, I don't think she's as self-efficient or can pump out as much damage as Firefly. And same thing with Boot Hill. Boot Hill is a very good character, but he kind of falls short in comparison to, you know, his counterparts like Rappa and Firefly. So having Fugue on a team with them will definitely elevate both of these characters' damage a lot more than it would elevate Firefly's damage. So if you're someone like me who only has Firefly, you really don't need Fugue in my opinion. I think Harmony MC and Ranmei will honestly pump out just the you know, perfect amount of damage for you, and Firefly can carry the rest. But there is no harm in having Fugue on the team. I would just say that if your only Super Break character is Firefly, I don't think she's a must summon. But if you're someone that is super invested into Super Break, like you have Firefly, you have Lingsha, you have Rappa, you have Boot Hill, then yeah, 110% I would say summon for Fugue. It really depends on your box, because something else to also keep in mind, guys, is Fugue is kind of gonna be the replacement for the Harmony MC. Now, the reason why this is important is because we are getting the Remembrance MC. So you kind of have to figure out what it is that you want to invest in. You know, do you want to invest in hyper carry teams with Bronya and Sunday? Do you want to invest in Remembrance characters so that Sunday can advance them so your Remembrance characters could do a lot of damage? Or are you super invested in Super Break team with Boot Hill, Rappa, and Firefly? You know, if you only have Firefly, she's kind of self-sufficient on her own end, so then you have Harmony MC and Ranmei to kind of carry that, you know. And if you don't just have Firefly, like if you have Firefly, Rappa, and Boot Hill, then yeah, there's probably more of an incentive to summon for Fugue, especially because if you are looking to summon for some of the Remembrance characters and you want to run Remembrance MC. So I think Fugue isn't necessarily a upgrade to the Harmony MC, but more importantly, she is an alternative if you don't want to run this version of him, you know. And that's what I'm saying, you kind of have to pick and choose what's more important to you. You know, are you hyper invested into Firefly and you want to min-max her damage? Are you someone who summoned and invested in Rappa, Boot Hill, Firefly, and you need to have other alternatives and you're super invested into the Super Break team? Then yeah, you probably should summon for her. Are you someone that only has Firefly, or maybe are you someone that only has Rappa, but you know, you're not sure if you want to summon for Fugue? It really depends, you know, because we have a lot of characters coming in 3.0. You know, we have not just Remembrance MC, not just Aglia. We also have 5-star Herda coming. We also have the 13 Flame Chasers also coming in 3.0. And more importantly, we still have the Fate series, you know. We still have the Honkai Star Rail Fate Stay Night collab coming, I think, this summer. So this is why it's really important, because if you're a free-to-play, you don't necessarily know who it is that you want to invest in, you know, and who you want to summon for. I would say Fugue is a very great buff to characters like Lingsha, Rappa, and Boothill, but she is a very niche character. And how I will put it is that she is a very niche character on a very overpowered team, you know. Now, if you are someone that would prefer to have longevity with a unit, if you are someone that would like to have a character that's maybe a little bit more flexible, I would say Sunday, you know, because Sunday is most likely going to be good with any DPS character that comes out, you know, because being able to advance in action and the summons actions and regenerate energy, it's a very strong kit, you know. So even if you were to run Sunday and Bronya together, Sunday and Robin together, Sunday and Sparkle together, you know, this is why it's very important, you know, thinking long-term wise. So Fugue is currently here to buff Super Break teams and the Super Break DPSs that we have. Sunday is here to buff the future characters that we have. You know, he's here to buff hyper carries, but more importantly, he's here to buff the Remembrance characters coming in 3.0. And we also don't know what kind of characters we're looking to see or have for the Fate Stay collab, because the Fate Stay collab can also have summons. They can also be Remembrance as well too. So I think that's really important to keep in mind. I don't think either character is necessarily bad. I think Sunday and Fugue are both very, very potent supports, but Sunday, I think, is just a clear, more objectively flexible character, and I think he's going to age better, you know, without a doubt. Currently, right now, we've been getting a lot of Pure Fictions, a lot of Memory of Chaoses, a lot of endgame content that buffs Weakness Break or Toughness Break, or just like Super Break in general. But I would say this is temporary, and while Super Break is currently really, really strong right now, you know, you have a lot of great DPSs. I know that some people would probably opt to have different teams or different playstyles, and that's what I'm saying. You know, if you're not super invested in the Super Break team, if you're not someone that can see yourself using Boot Hill or Rappa or Firefly for a long time, I would say Sunday is just arguably a safer pick. And he's just going to age better as a character. But that's basically it. I just kind of wanted to cover, you know, these two characters that we have in 2.7. You know, we have a lot of stuff that's going on this update. You know, we have our free 5-star, you know, we got our new story. I know Divergent Universe also got updated, and, you know, we also have our free multi. So if you are looking to save, if you are looking to go ham on these upcoming characters, I would say just taking that extra moment or two to figure out what's going to benefit your box the most is probably the most important thing you can do. You know, at the end of the day, you don't want to be left with a character that you're not going to use anymore, and more importantly, you want to make sure that you can summon for the characters that you do like when they do come out. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys maybe took something from this video. If it helped you at all, you know, if you guys learned something, or if you guys figure out who you wanted to summon for, please let me know in the comment section. And if you already had your mind made up and you already know who you're going to summon for, also let me know in the comment section, because at the end of the day, play with the characters that you want to play with, have fun with these characters, and, you know, at the end of the day, just make sure that you're having a good time playing the game, because that's really all that matters. This game isn't that hard, it's not that competitive. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I have a whole bunch of videos planned on this channel, so I may upload a summon video. It really depends. But if I don't upload a summon video for Sunday or Fugue, I will definitely be uploading a summon video for Aglia and for 5-star Herda. I will definitely do both of them, without a doubt. And yeah, that's basically it. Let me know if you guys liked the video. If you did, leave a comment, subscribe. It really does help me out. And I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.